Hey guys, what's up? It is Ghost here, and this is my co-host,
Nathan,
and this is the fifth
real
episode
talk.
of Motherfucker. If you're watching the YouTube version of this podcast, you may notice something. You can actually hear Nathan now. And
Real talk.
yeah, I fucked up.
Oh,
Oh my god. God, that was loud. I don't know.
oops! Turn my ringer off.
Smart boy. Ye olden head
It's just
ass.
on vibrate.
I mean, my phone's gonna go off a couple of times, so I'm not even gonna frown. But maybe I don't have friends. But welcome to episode 5 of Real Talk. I know he yelled it, but I'm just gonna say it.
Real talk.
I'm woozy as fuck.
I'm Nathan.
I hate you. I hate everything about you.
I hate everything about you.
You're lying to
Why
yourself if you don't think that
do
song was a bop.
I love you?
You always cut out when
Hey.
you sing, and I love it.
Good.
I'm like just worried about audio levels at this point. Like, are you like way too loud? But since you're on a separate audio track and there's no music, I can just turn up us or each other up or down as I please.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I don't know why I did music in the past. It's not a podcast, is it?
You can use my music.
No, I can't.
You should play Nowhere Ever.
Anyways.
Oh man.
I'm fucking with you. We might use it in a video one day. Speaking of,
Gotta go to use.
we are super close to making YouTube a reality. For the two of us, so that's gonna be fun. And I say that because I'm making the art. Once I finish with all the art, shit's getting uploaded. It's gonna be fun. I might upload them every Saturday, the Real Talk podcast.
Okay.
And I also want to find another podcast app that we can upload to. Hi, Train. Can you hear
Huh?
that? No, you can't hear the train.
No.
That's funny. We both might sound a bit different than the last couple of weeks. I moved my microphone, and Nathan is celebrating an MW2 lobby win on a headset mic. Except it's higher quality than the mic he was using before, so I'll take it. It's a victory, right?
Definitely.
Oh, and then another thing, Steam went into beta, and now there's Steam Play. Which,
oh yeah,
so you can effectively do couch co-op as long as one person can host it, which means, you know what it means. We can play games.
no, what does it mean?
We can play games together that are like couch
kidding.
co-op.
Yes,
So
that'll be fun.
Also, like, I was looking. They changed the way the library looks, and it looks disgusting. But I also love it. You know.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's not. It's not the greatest thing, but it's not the worst. You can have multiple different categories, like your own personal categories.
Okay.
And I did that, and I have like really convoluted categories because I didn't want any game uncategorized.
Of course.
And yeah, that's fun. I discovered that you own Battle Block Theater.
Do I?
Yeah. So we get to do that as an episode at some point in the future.
Okay.
Just yelling while playing Battle Block. That's the only one I have planned. We could also go through and beat
World
the
at
tape.
War.
Yeah, World at War. We can also go through and beat the tape, since all you have to do is watch me play that. I will fucking bite the bullet and play horror games for now.
No, you have to play Outlast.
No, no,
do
no,
that.
no. Literally, no. I will not play Outlast. I will have a heart attack in this chair. My heart is too weak for that.
uh,
I am good. I might cry on camera.
Good.
It ain't a front either.
You gotta play Vanish. That one's basically Slenderman.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, hello.
After like a hot minute, I just stopped caring and thinking Slenderman was scary.
Well, good.
It's just kind of loud. Granted, I never played it, so that might be the issue.
I mean, I played it. I would probably still just get anxious.
I mean, yeah, anxiousness is like just a part of any horror game. Like if you're playing a horror game and you don't feel anxious, I think they wholly failed at their strategy.
Yeah.
But granted, I get anxious when I play Left 4 Dead 2, so.
Oh, we gotta play Left 4 Dead 2 again.
That's a like rite of passage game, isn't it, for the idiot stuff? Is it's just
Yeah.
like it's just like if we can't like the rule is if we can get a Left 4 Dead video out on like the first try, we are guaranteed at least like 4 months.
Some videos.
Like 4 months of content, as in like. I don't know why, but whenever we do a Left 4 Dead video, we both just suddenly want to record everything.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's just like, we did that, we can do anything now. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure. But I'd be totally down to do, like, just a zombies chill session. I mean, because all of our, like, all the older games we would do would all just end up being versions of Real Talk. To an extent.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's just us hanging out playing old games that we love. Like, nobody's gonna, like, in the year of our Lord 2019, nobody is just looking for a World at War video.
Yeah. That's very true. My man's is muted.
My sister came in my room, sorry. And yes, my double mute button works now. But more to my point is like nobody in the year of our Lord 2019 is looking for a fucking World at War video. I didn't hear what you said after that.
I said you're muted.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the year of this Lord, nobody's looking for a World at War video. Nobody. So I mean, we'd just be doing it because we like World at War.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally it. Because World at War is a fun game. I mean, we could do dumb shit and, like, challenges and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, that's for that time to come, more or less. I remember back when this idea first existed, the Idiots Play Games, which isn't the name anymore. It's Idiots Do YouTube, so we can upload just non-gaming stuff to it.
Yeah.
My idea was for it to be a couch co-op series without the couch. That was like my plan, because it's like I feel like me and you have good enough chemistry that we could do that. Like, we could do couch co-op without the couch. The issue is that there's no couch, you know, like we can't sit down next to each other and experience the same game.
Right.
Like most people do on couch co-op. Like we have to do it in convoluted ways, and it would take a while, and sometimes we both have shit going on, sometimes only one of us. Like, it would be easier if I could just be like, hey Nathan, can you come and basically just watch me do something for like 2 hours? Little effort on your end other than pay attention to what I'm doing and interact with me.
Yeah.
Which is basically
pretty much just, hey, come hang out for 2 hours.
Yeah, while I just play a video game. I mean, I'm tempted that our first video back should be tape. The tape, since that's like the video that was left on the cutting room floor. You know, as the only video that we recorded back then that never got made. I made every other video, so I'm like, maybe we should just
pick up where we left off.
Yeah, make the tape our comeback story and see what happens. Again, like, Really, I should just look for a bunch of shovelware horror games, and we should just play them all, like free to
Okay.
play horror games on Steam. I might do that.
Yeah.
That are just bad, but will still get a scare out of me because I'm a fucking pussy.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is why I have a mute button. So if I randomly start coughing, I can mute. Oh,
Yeah, I could have muted, but
you're a piece of shit. I know.
basically.
So we're 12 minutes in, and or actually we're 11 minutes in according to my recording. But uh, the titular question that's supposed to start every real talk: how was your week?
All right. Started doing recording on Friday for the EP, and we've come to the realization, we being I, and I guess Marlon also, he was really pushing for it. And he's right. But like, I don't want to do it, but we're pushing back the EP. That's all I have to say. No, but yeah. We got 2 songs, the instruments done. Got 3 more left to get the instruments done for it, just bass and guitar. Don't think anything else needs to be added aside from vocals after that. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering. I don't know what to do because I want to release some stuff. Yeah. Anyways, how was your week, David?
My week was alright. I played Link's Awakening until 3 a.m. the other day because I got it on GameFly, and I started it up, and now I'm halfway.
Oh wait, you have GameFly again?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I got it not that long ago, but because that's how I got a Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, and I was supposed to get Smash along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the asshole, because we got both at once because that was just the deal we have, and I got Smash. It was supposed to be Smash, and we didn't open it for like weeks because like nobody wanted to play, and I was pretty much just playing Super Mario Deluxe because I suck at platformers, so I wasn't getting anywhere. Okay. So I figured I wasn't gonna beat the game, right? And we went to go open Smash, and when Chris opened it, it wasn't Smash. It was another copy of Super Mario Deluxe. So somebody had put that shit in a Smash thing, and nobody checked.
Yeah.
So
that's how that happens.
So they went ahead and sent us the next game on the list, which was Link's Awakening. And
I bet you could have written a note back, like put a sticky note on it, been like, we got a different game with this, please send us that. And I bet you they would have.
Meh, it's not worth it. We sent an email to the company, and they just were like, here's your next game, because that was bullshit.
So, yeah, I don't know. In the past, I am like
that also
one time
extra.
One time, we sent back a game for GameFly, and they hadn't been sending us our next game for a while, and my dad wrote to them or something and was like, "What's up with that?" And they're like, "You didn't send us blank." And then he wrote back, and he's basically like, "Yeah, we did." And they're like, here's the next game then. And then months later, we found the game.
Wow, y'all are actually the worst.
Yep. Pretty much. What are you to expect of me? It wasn't even me that did it.
It's what I expect of your clan.
Man, one time though, I actually did. Okay, so we got the 3rd Call of Juarez game, right? From GameFly, and I beat it. And then I sent back Call of Juarez 3. Only I didn't send back Call of Juarez 3. I sent back the copy of the first Call of Juarez game that my dad had, and we still have the third Call of Juarez.
Y'all are the worst. Wow.
That was a complete accident.
Sure. Don't
It
care.
was just like,
It's still
Call of Juarez.
It's still shitty.
Same thing.
I know.
Yeah.
But so I got to play that. I'm like halfway through the game already. Because it's easy, but like there's a lot of like nuanced shit I wasn't aware of. Which is funny because it's like they're like, this game's for kids, and I'm like, this is my first time to this series, so why the hell would I know any of this? I know it's a remake, but I didn't play the fucking GBA. Like for this game, so obviously there's a ton of shit I don't know. So I've just cracked and decided to use a walkthrough since I gotta send this game back. Like, because if it's like my own game, I refuse to do walkthroughs. Like, I really do. Because it's like, I feel like a walkthrough is cheating yourself. But if it's like, if it's a GameFly game, fuck that. I'm just gonna send that shit back. I'm gonna look at, because it's not like I sit there with like a fucking thick stack of paper like people used to do in the N64 days. My sister, I think, still has the printout of the entire walkthrough of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's a thick fucking bunch of papers. But I'm just like, I literally, like, if I get stuck and have no idea what to do, I just go on either IGN or Polygon. And it's just like, I type in the name of the area, they tell me, and I close the app, and I'm fucking like, once I get, because it's like, I got steps 1 through 5. I fucked up on step 6, and now what do I do for step 6? I look that up, and then I do 7 through 10 on my own. So, you know, it's whatever to me. What else did I do this week? No, I did more shit. I edited the first 4 episodes of Real Talk.
Yes, you did.
Which, if I sound angry, it's because I am. Oh, and I started watching basketball. I guess that's a big one.
Yeah, that's kind of weird for you.
Yeah, I'm not a sports guy. I like soccer, but I've never, like, I don't watch it avidly. Like, I'll watch it if it's on. And I'm okay with football. Football's a really, like, I'll watch it if it's on. Whereas soccer, if it's like somebody's like, hey, do you want to watch this or soccer? I might choose soccer. It helps that the Atlanta team's decent. Speaking of, I started, because I like basketball. I watched the finals with the old group of friends we had.
Yeah.
I watched the finals with them. So it's kind of like, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I watched the playoff and the semis and the finals, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch basketball because I was learning, and I'd already had like an interest in basketball because it's just an interesting game, right? You know, because it's like, it's basically like, it and soccer to me are like at the same caliber in that it's like, it's a game that is kind of long, but it's not because there's no breaks.
There are breaks.
Well, more that, like, don't take everything I say literally. You motherfucker. You know I'm not fucking aware. I just took NyQuil before this podcast. Nah. What I mean by that is that it's not football where this fucking shot clock and quarter timers stop every 3 seconds.
Gotcha.
Because they really... That's something I noticed about football real early on and how much I hated it, was that the fucking quarters are like 15 minutes or some shit, but they're like not 15 minutes.
Yeah.
At least in basketball, when there are 12-minute quarters, they're at most 15 to... I had a 20-minute quarter last game because of a couple of timeouts. but it's
I'm out.
like it's okay. Like, you know, I'm a Hawks fan because I am from Georgia. I live really close to Atlanta, and I love everything about Atlanta in that Atlanta has a very interesting culture that I think is really cool. So I like Atlanta, and I like the Hawks, and I just like the Hawks because they're my home team basically. And
Right.
we're currently 2-0. We beat we beat the Pistons in Detroit, and we beat the Magic here. And the next game is on Monday at Magic's. So I'm hoping that there's a repeat. What I'm really hoping for is we don't fucking foul ourselves 30 million times again. I want you to understand, but that by the end of the game, the Magics had like 20 plus free throws, whereas like they had 22 free throw opportunities. The Falcons had not, or Falcons, the Hawks had 9. So that should give you, and the funny part is that like that's the whole reason the game was close. Like that was the entire reason the game was close, because if they wouldn't have fouled them that much, now granted they might have actually got the points, but I'm not sure. But for the sake of like my logic, it's just like if you take away those fouls, this would have been an over 20-point game difference. So yeah, it was annoying to me just watching that, because I'm just like, this is in Atlanta. Stop fouling the fucking Hawks. How are we in Atlanta and getting fouled like this? Come on, bro. Come on. Just be like the refs in fucking football, where they just ignore everything the home team does sometimes. Though they did side with us in some spots that they shouldn't have, so I'll give them that. But yeah, that's been my week.
Word.
Yeah, it's
I haven't watched sports
in 15 years.
I don't remember the last time I watched sports.
Oh, another thing, I have a punching bag now that's supposed to be desk mounted. It's not on my desk because it shakes my whole system, but I'll put it on my desk for the sake of demonstration. So I gotta move all this shit out of the way. Move my
So
wall.
I was thinking, David,
Yeah.
when you finally come to Washington,
Yeah.
I've got to make sure that we have a show booked so you can see us play live. And if Imitation Christ is playing and we play Carmine,
Oh my.
you got to come on stage and feature some vocals for that piece of shit.
You want me to just squeal piece of shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that. I'll fucking shit bricks while I'm on stage, but I can do that.
I could do it. Marlon and I could do it with you, so you know when to do it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially since it's edited. I'm a little like, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I was also outside with like 0 reverb, so it's kind of
that would be amazing.
Imagine, imagine like having having the commitment to yell as loud as I did that day, piece of shit. Like, I don't know if that'll happen, but I'll try.
Well, you don't gotta yell that loud, considering you're yelling into a microphone.
You know, you say that. Shit. You say that, but I get kind of overzealous when I try to do that kind of shit. I still need to, like... Because, like... I wish I was more of a stage presence guy. I really do. I could be.
Yeah.
I want to be. I think I could if I wanted to have the confidence to be a stage presence person, but I don't know. I have to have something to do on stage before I have the confidence to go on stage,
right.
I suppose. Because, like, I've said it on this podcast a couple of times. I've wanted to train to become a professional wrestler. exclusively to just be a professional wrestler. Like, and I don't mean that in like a go to the WWE and become day champ. None of that shit. I just want to be able to perform.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be fun. Like I want to train and get to the level where they'll let me wrestle in front of like 10 people on a random Sunday night in the Armory. But I'll fucking enjoy it, you know? Like, oh, and also this is the punching. My sister got me a desk-mounted punching bag because she says I have anger issues. And I'm
The
like,
way you said that.
you have about 10, you're about, I don't know, 5 years too late. Given that the most angry I get anymore doesn't usually result in physical harm to anything around me. I hit my desk sometimes, but that's about it. My desk is like solid. So, but this is my punching bag. I know you can't see it. You can hear it.
Definitely, I can hear it bouncing.
It's right next to it's right next to my microphone. So, like, if I'm ever just, like, mad, because we're probably both going to get Call of Duty, I'm going to go ahead and get Call of Duty. Because I want that game. Not, like, get it now, but as in, like,
dude, Marlon told me he's probably going to get it, too. I was like, wow.
Like, yeah, this seems to be the Call of Duty everyone wants to come back to. It's a good game. I'm very proud of Call of Duty. Like, I'm proud of Infinity Ward for, like, doing this. Because, like, to get a bunch of jaded and older Call of Duty fans to come back to the series is something they've been trying to do since World War II, and it hasn't worked out in the last 2 years. So this year I have faith, you know?
Yeah.
Now granted, I don't think I'm really in that demographic since I technically played the last COD, but I didn't play it for long. But I played it for zombies. I didn't care for
yeah, me too.
Multiplayer like that. I liked playing multiplayer because it was just a thing I did with my friends, but it was zombies for me. But this is my punching bag, and let's say I get really mad at Call of Duty. You know, like an old type of mad. That mad where I'm just squealing and throwing my controller, and I just, you know, I gotta put my fist through something, you know?
Wow.
It unstuck from my desk.
Oh.
It unstuck from my desk. And just, it flew across my room. I'm really glad I hid it away from everything. How much of that did pick up on the microphone?
Yeah. It came off.
You heard it. You heard it. That's good. That's content right there. I gotta clean the suction cup before I do that again. Here. Okay, now it's actually stuck and it's not. Oh god, it's like bending now.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay, now I'm gonna hit it again. And this is if I was mad at Call of Duty.
I knew it.
It didn't fly off the desk. It went all the way down, hit my desk, and when it shot up, it came off the suction cup and flew. I'm gonna put this back where I had it. That was great. It knocked my inhaler and my Bluetooth headphones off my desk. But yeah, this is cool. I like it actually. It's kind of fun to just fuck around with. And before this happened, I was actually planning on using this during recording for a recording point. So if it's like the start of a recording is the hit of it, since it's loud and recognizable.
Gotcha.
I've already bent it, but I didn't, which is the funny part. It's just bent. Yeah, that's been my life recently. We did kind of in the first 12 minutes talk about what we'd be talking about at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, idiots do YouTube, which is the new name. It doesn't really matter because if you're seeing this video, it's uploaded to that channel.
Yep. So you already know that.
And if you're on Twitch, nobody's on Twitch. That's the important bit. I can just say shit.
Shit.
Um,
Shit.
bro, okay. So there's this guy. It was in an ad that I saw, and this shit was so fucking funny. So it's like, you know how they, when you're watching like musical videos, not necessarily music videos, just videos about music, they'll just have, you know, and sometimes even not, they'll just have music videos as advertisements,
Yeah.
which is whatever. I get it. It's a marketing thing. There was a guy. He had blonde braids that were all very sectioned, and he had tattoos all over his body, including what looked like like a cat eyes on his eyelid.
Okay.
But he also didn't have the rest of his eye like a cat, so whenever he closed his eyes, he just had rectangles on his eyelids, which looks,
Oh my god.
it looked ridiculous. What were we gonna talk about? Oh, I guess idiots do YouTube. So, the gimmick of this channel to me, this is to me, like, we haven't worked any of this out in person because it's the first time we've talked all week.
Yep.
So might as well work it out on air. Fuck it, right?
Sure.
I want idiots do YouTube to kind of have that couch co-op vibe in a lot of videos when it comes to gaming stuff, because that's like our primarily shared interest is gaming. Like, we're both very into video games, so it's like that can be a very easy sharing point for videos. But outside of that, I really don't know. Other than real talk, obviously, I don't know. I guess horror games, because it'd be funny to watch the other person react.
Yeah.
Mostly because you'll get to laugh at me because I'm an unbelievable pussy.
God, do you remember that game where you're like on the side of the road?
Oh my god, yeah, I remember it. It was
That
like,
was hilarious.
it was like some shovelware ass game too. Like,
it was fun.
You got it for like free on Game Jolt or some shit.
Yeah, it was super early access.
It was so bad. It was so funny.
No, it wasn't that bad though. Like, it had potential for sure.
Literally,
I don't even remember what it was called, or else I would say it.
You were just like a hitchhiker. That's all I remember.
Yeah, you are a hitchhiker and like a priest picks you up, and you just gotta say the right things and don't make him mad, pretty much, or else he'll kill you.
I laughed. I remember you getting jump scared because I had no audio, so I didn't get to hear it. Like, because all he apparently did was like grab your arm and yell at you.
Yep.
But it was like a really ugly noise. So it was like a proper jump scare. But to me, all it looked like was he grabbed your arm and started sternly talking to you. So I was laughing really hard.
That's hilarious.
And you were genuinely offended at how hard I was laughing at you. Like, you were like mad that I thought that jump scare was so funny. Like, why aren't you scared too? I'm like, I can't hear it. I just saw it. And a visual jump scare isn't as bad as an audio jump scare.
No, it's not.
Like, a visual jump scare can make you jump, but the audio is what gets you almost every time. Like, because it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? Your body shoots. Because it's like, that was a loud noise. I need to react. Or whatever. I don't know the science. That's just my inference of the, like, 2 times I've been in a haunted house and 1 time I played a horror game. So... Oh, that's totally a game we should play together. The Resident Evil remaster. That's a very low end game, I would argue, since it came out like it was a GameCube game. It got re-released on Steam, so I'm.
Yeah, no, I have it.
Yeah, that's my point. I could download it and we could just. I could just record. I could just stream live to Discord and try to record it on my main. I don't know how that will work, but.
I was awful at that game.
Oh, I'd be bad at it too, and I think that's the fun part.
The only Resident Evil game I've beaten is 4. I got close to beating 5 recently, but didn't.
Yeah. I definitely couldn't run the second one, though, which kind of sucks. I'd have to get the PS1 emulation
Gotcha.
or PS2. No, PS1. It came. When did Resident Evil 2 come out? Would that be PS2 or PS1 era? I know the original was PS1 era.
Probably PS2.
But I'd have to emulate too because I actually couldn't run the remake if I wanted to.
That's funny.
I need a more powerful computer. I really do. But that'll come soon, I believe. I have the unbelievable confidence that I'll have a decent computer in like 2 years.
Word.
Decent enough to run video games, anyways. What are some other games we could do on the channel that are like
Saints Row the Third.
I was actually thinking that we could fuck around with Saints Row.
Just a bunch of old games.
Yeah, we just have way too much fun in Saints Row not to make that video. Because literally,
I haven't played it for a while though.
Well, yeah, that'd be the fun part, is the fact that neither of us have played it in ages. So we might get caught off guard with some of the stupid shit, like the Gimp's outfits, which I still don't know why they are in the fucking game.
Oh yeah.
I have a screenshot of me on the Tiger motorcycle because I made I wanted each one of my gang members, you know how you can call gang members.
Yeah.
I wanted each one of them to be part of a different, outfit set. And at the time, I think I only had 4. So one of them had to be a gimp. And it was a female gimp. And when I got on to my motorcycle, she got onto the back. And I have a screenshot on Steam of me shooting fire out of the fucking Tiger motorcycle with a female gimp holding my character's back. It is the funniest shit I've ever seen. I love it. I think that game's fucking hilarious. Just outrageous. Obviously, I think this might be a hot take. I will take Saints Row the Third over 4 any day of the week. Saints Row 4 was cool.
Yeah.
Saints Row the Third was better. My opinion.
Definitely.
My opinion. I thought Saints Row the Third was way too much fun. I thought 4 was just way too fucking silly and stupid. It's literally a game where you play in the Matrix, so I'm just like...
Yeah, I didn't like 4 very much. It felt... Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I think it was just because we came off of the third, more or less.
Yeah.
Everybody who had played, they were like, it's an okay game. That was kind of the consensus from what I could tell. The villain was cool. I don't remember his name. He was definitely a Thanos type villain, which those are always fun villains, in my opinion. Also, being the president of the United States was the dumbest shit they could have ever done.
Yeah, for real.
And the way we won office was diffusing a nuclear bomb in the air. Of course that's how we became fucking president. By that logic, fucking Rambo should have been president. If they would have ended that movie, I actually haven't seen Rambo, so they might end it with him being president. Who the fuck knows? They ended Rambo with him being elected for president. I feel like that would be awesome. For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
But what are some other games that we could do? We should probably make this an actual list we keep.
Touching my nose, that means not it.
I hate you. I already have a list on my computer of games I need to beat one day, and it's still a very long list. I've never beat XCOM too. I've never beat it. This shit's hard. I really need to get you to We Are Here. That puzzle game where one of us is in a control room and the other one's doing the actual horror puzzle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, we should totally I that kind of sucks given that we don't have 2 perspectives. Like that one will be a little hard.
Yeah.
Like all the comedy will be based off of like if I'm in the
Well,
control.
I mean, if I have my PC working, then it'll be fine.
When do you think that'll happen?
I don't know.
That's not helpful, Nathan.
Yes, I know.
I kind of want to like, cause like I'm kind of hyped. I kind of want Idiots Play Games to like be a near project, not a stretch goal.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to be like, okay, coming this December.
I mean, there's just certain games we have to wait on.
You know what I mean?
In
Yeah.
that case.
Like I want to be like in December. I want to be able to be making videos that are like the. Yeah, my family's yelling again. But like I want to be able to like come December be doing the games that we want. Like I want Idiots Play Games to have like a rhythm in December. Is kind of like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I gotta get life shit sorted out, and I'm basically gonna take the rest of October off for that, and then November I'm gonna start hard at that. But I still want to be like in November. I want to like get the kinks out how we'll do stuff. You feel me?
Okay.
Or even just towards the end of this month, and just like figure out like how. Like single player games would be easy. They'd be the easiest because it's just a matter of like getting you to see me play.
Yeah.
Like that is the hardest part. So like games like for the sake of argument, Outlast, The Tape. What are some other single player games we could play that aren't horror? I wouldn't doubt it if your system could run Castle Crashers. It might. It might. I'm not sure. Obviously.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't doubt it, personally. Castle Crashers was like a really easy game to run.
Yeah, but you know how often.
You crash, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's an option. I'm just trying to think, like, what single player experience could we just live through together? Like the sound of my desk creaking as I like rub my leg up against it. I can't like think of any that are, like off the top of my head. I can't think of any that are like screaming out that aren't like the Tape or like shovelware horror games.
Fable.
Could you run Fable, or is that single player?
I think I could run it, but I don't know that I could record it.
Well, that's okay.
And it is single player.
Like, not every game requires both the perspectives to be funny. Like, we are here requires both perspectives. Because it would be funnier if the guy doing the puzzle, like if while you were doing the puzzle you had the same amount of context as the person doing the puzzle. I think that could work.
Yeah.
But like for an overall video I'd want us both to be able to swap places at some point. So so that way if one of us is like, I don't want to be the guy doing the puzzle, I want to be the guy telling the guy how to do the puzzle, we can do that. But at the current juncture, obviously we can't. I have some stretch goal games that I want to play with you.
Okay.
That's like the WWE games. Just because I think it would be really funny for a non-wrestling fan to play a wrestling game.
Especially, I don't have fun with them, though. That's the thing.
You don't have fun in wrestling games?
No, I haven't for years now.
That's ridiculous. Even like the old ones.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a surprise. I know like a ton of people who just aren't wrestling fans that loved like WCW No Mercy and shit. WCW No Mercy, that's not a game. WWF No Mercy and WCW NWO Revenge. Like those are some people like even if they're not wrestling fans, I've known people to love those games. That's crazy, man. uh whenever that Riot game comes out,
I don't know what you're talking about.
um you know the company Riot, they made a
Yes.
league and shit.
Yeah.
They are making a CS:GO type game.
Okay.
They're making a game that is similar to Overwatch in that everybody has abilities, but it is a CS:GO style, so it's much more serious than Overwatch. But everyone still
Okay.
has like abilities and shit. So kind of like Dirty Bomb if it wasn't like a Twitch shooter. Um, I only remember Dirty Bomb because when I was making, I have a thing on my Steam, my Steam libraries. One of them is shovelware, and that's for a good reason. Because those games are shovelware.
Sorry.
And it's fine. But I think like our current best idea is you watching me play is kind of like the gimmick at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, unless it's like Dauntless and shit.
Right, which we still could do together. Certain games we'll be able to play together cross-platform, which will be nice.
Yeah, like Call of Duty and Dauntless, we could do without me recording. That could be you recording.
Yeah.
And I'll basically if we did it that way, all it would require is like me recording our voices. Through well, actually, you'd probably have to record your own voice because I probably couldn't record while having that game open. In all honesty,
I'm sure I could do that.
Like just open Audacity and we both and just do a sync at the start of every match, or every time we hit record, just sync it, and at the end of the video, sync it again. It will be solid. That'd be easy.
You know, we could do like a thing where one of us plays like Oblivion or Skyrim, and the person watching plays like a voice in the person's head. Like the other person is crazy.
Oh my god.
And like you would be playing and I would be the voice in your head.
That'd be so fucking
And I'd be
smart.
telling you to do things.
Oh my god, that's such
and
a
like,
good idea.
Like anything that I told you to do, you would do. I would just tell you to do it multiple times or whatever, and you would do it. But I don't always have to tell you to do things. I can just let you make your own decision.
That's such a good idea.
So like I could really
and I could run it permadeath too.
Yeah, dude, I could mess with you and be like on the
attack
the Alakir woman, that quest. You like go to the place to turn her in because that's what you decide you want to do. But right as you're about to walk up to him and talk to him, I say, "Kill him now!"
It'd be like having the voice of Sithis in my head.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's great. That's such a good idea. I can't wait until you record then.
That'd be fun.
The only reason that I say I can't wait for you to record is because if you did that, you know what would happen?
What?
I'm a much more horrible person than you. So it'd be like, if like the day you can record, I would immediately be like, that's the first thing we're doing. Like, start up Skyrim. What? We're doing conscious mode. Get your ass over here. It'd be like the second you spawn in, it's gonna like when he cuts your ties and you're swinging. I'm like, swing the axe a couple of times. I'd micromanage the shit out of you. Just be an asshole. Swing it, kill Raylaw.
Oh my god. Kill yo Balgruff.
It's like people you actually can't kill, like NPCs that you just can't kill. I'd love
Just
that.
gotta run away at that point.
Yeah. But then the other player could just tell you to not run away, like stand your ground, and then if you die, like we could basically force each other to kill ourselves, and I feel like that would be funny.
Yeah.
Just like, are you fucking
That'd
goddamn?
be evil. Like, we have a character. The worst thing would be letting one of the people have a character, right? Like, you don't tell me to do something that was going to drastically negatively alter my game, and you realize that I like my character and we've been going for a while, and then you just wait for
It's
the like most unexpected moment, and you just make me do something that'd get my character killed.
it's just like it's just like you've gone through the entire game at this point, and it's just like you're like a level 25 character, and we've been having fun, going through, and you're in Whiterun selling something to the trader, and I'm just like, kill the chicken. You'd have to fucking do it. You'd have to kill the fucking chicken. And
Yeah.
and then you'd have to kill the entire town of fucking Riverwood. This is a good idea. I really like this idea. I like this concept for like even games outside of Skyrim. Like where we kind of just play mind control.
Right.
Because that way, the other person doesn't just sit on their hands the whole time.
Exactly. Like, both people play some kind of part.
Oh, that's a good idea, Nathan. I'm gonna write that down. I have an official note in my phone now is shovelware horror games. I might work that out. Fuck it. Are you doing anything on Halloween? Or the days leading
Yeah.
up?
Uh, not necessarily.
I'm saying like let's make this like a point and see if I can if we can do it. I might not be able
Okay.
to. I probably won't stream it. I'll just try to work out how, and we'll just play a bunch of shovelware horror games and record it. So that'd be like the tape and whatever shitty free game I can find on Steam that has horrible reviews, and just like play it and see if we can do it. We'll use that as kind of a stress test for the other person seeing. God, what would be a good date? What would be a good date for that? Do we have a Sunday before Halloween? No, this is the Sunday before Halloween.
Yes, it is.
What day would work best for you out of the next three if Halloween doesn't work?
Like Monday or Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, and note,
After school.
this doesn't hold precedent over your album, as a note, since I know you're pushing it back, but
What do you mean?
like if you're like I want to work on the album and not do
Oh,
this,
word.
I'd be okay
Right.
with that. Because we can just do it. Like the shitty part is if we did it on like I want to do it before Halloween because like it could totally just be a video we upload on Halloween. Like that's our comeback.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of It's just a shovelware horror games. Because if we did it Monday or Tuesday, I could easily get it edited Tuesday night, Wednesday day, and just upload them on the 31st. Like a big crunch of all of the horror games. Just funny moments. And I think we'd probably just set a time limit, like an hour per game, because that'd be the easiest to do.
Definitely.
So however far we get in an hour, we cut it there, and we can just fuck around with that. Because then if we do that, I mean, I'd pretty much just upload it to upload it. Like I wouldn't want to follow it up, unless it somehow popped off. Like if we randomly like somehow this video did like super well out of the gate, which it won't. I'm well aware it won't. But say it does, something we would just have to snowball it from there and see if we could get like bullshit a video like over like the weekend that week. So like so next Sunday, like I said, if this shovelware video gets like I don't know 100 views, that's a real big stretch goal. It won't hit that. But if it got 100 views, probably like before or after Real Talk, we should probably record something on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Or the second, obviously. But that's like 3 days, so I highly doubt it'll get 100 views. So I'm putting that out there, so that way it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm okay with that. I don't know. I'm in the real big mood to do YouTube. I had a video idea not that long ago where I would do 10 to 15 minute reviews of the, you know how the Epic Store has a free game every week?
Yes.
I wanted to do a 10 to 15 minute review of both games every week. But that's a much more like logistical nightmare than it sounds. Especially if I can't run the game.
Yeah.
You feel like that was a huge issue that I did have an answer for, but I don't now because I didn't have the extra rig, more or less. I don't know what that means. But nah, like I just can't do that. So it's like I got to figure out how to do it if I wanted to, but I'm not sure I'd even want to do that because that's a lot of fucking work.
It is.
Because it's literally like I'd play the games both for an hour, so it's 2 hours of gameplay, plus like 3 hours of script writing, plus like 2 hours of recording, and then plus like 4 hours of editing, type shit. Because I'm not good at any of them, so obviously it would take longer. So Shovel Horror Games. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a date on the Shovel Horror Games video and say upload October 31st. Octal? That's what I just put into Google, or what I just put into my notes at Octal. And we'll just leave open for a list of shovel. I'll find like a whole bunch of shovelware games that we can play. And depending on the number, I'll limit it between an hour to 10 minutes. Depending on how bad they are, I guess I'd have to limit it.
Yeah.
Because if it's like this game is god awful and only offers like 0.2 hours of gameplay, then obviously it's like, okay, 10 minutes, we're good. But if it's like the tape, I would not give that game an hour. I really wouldn't. That shit's getting like 30 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
That game is too fucking garbage. I say this, but we didn't get that far in it. It could be a glorious horror game.
I doubt it, though.
It's not. It really isn't. I'm saying that with the benefit of a doubt. Like, these devs obviously worked hard on something. Skyrim Conscious.
Hey, so I'm uploading Transcending Legends single.
You cut out?
I'm gonna upload Transcending as a single.
Conscious.
Because, you know, remember, like, you were like, shouldn't do it so close to the EP dropping, but the EP isn't dropping so soon anymore.
True. You know what day you should drop it?
Right now.
No, it's about the EP. Try to push
Oh,
forward.
when?
Remember, the 5th of November.
Why?
Do you not know that nursery rhyme? Or not nursery
Nope.
rhyme? It's the, you know, the mask that they use, like the anonymous mask? Forget his name.
Okay, yeah.
Is it Guy Fawkes or Tom? I think it's Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, he that was something he said before he was hung. Or I think that could be a complete lie, but that's like it's what V for Vendetta is based off of.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen that, but I know what it is.
It is a great movie. I could not recommend it enough, and I'm not a movie person. I loved V for Vendetta. But the entire thing is that's the day that he planned to blow up Parliament.
Okay.
I don't remember the entire thing. I just remember the 5th of November. But the entire thing was that was the day he was supposed to blow up Parliament. But he failed. So That it's a significant day, especially in like counterculture to a degree. And I figured that fits your vibe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Skyrim conscious permadeath. Just putting permadeath in this shit already makes me like not want to do it. Cause you don't fuck with me like I fuck with you. Like I acknowledge that fact.
Yeah.
Like I am an asshole. You're not really an asshole. You can be, but you're not really. Like I'll be doing shit just to fuck with you. Like I'll be like walking a slither pattern down the road because you're afraid if you step on a crack you might kill someone. Like some dumb shit like that. Whereas you would literally just wait and just be like, hey David, what? Kill her. And I'm just standing in front of a fucking NPC and you're just like telling me to kill people randomly. I like that we're just making crippling schizophrenia funny.
Fuck.
Fuck it, who cares? If wrestling can do it, we can do it. If Al Snow got over, we can get over, damn it. Might. Oh, so a thing that I wanted to talk about at the start, and we're currently an hour in. So, this is going to be lost on people. Overwatch 2. Nathan?
Huh? Yes. Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2. It got leaked.
Wait. They're releasing a second of...
Yes. They're releasing a
For
second.
what?
And isn't it funny that it admits their worst controversy yet? It got leaked by somebody that there's going to be an Overwatch 2. And it's not confirmed, but they've been hyping up that there's going to be a huge announcement at BlizzCon this year involving Overwatch.
Okay.
And somebody leaked a screenshot. And it could be fake. I will give it 100%. If it's fake, honestly, if it's fake, I'll be happy. But I think somebody said it was going to be free to play. Overwatch should have went free to play way earlier.
Okay.
It's going to be free to play. And it is, at least I think, because like I said, this is just random Twitter posts, so everything is subject to change. It's all rumor and innuendo, but Overwatch 2 is going to apparently be free to play, and everybody's going to have 2 abilities that you can choose from whenever you pick a character. There are 2 screenshots. A weird looking like Lucio without his dreads, which is weird, and an image of Tracer that looks relatively similar to how she looked in the main game, but different enough. But it kind of looked like a concept art, so I don't know. And she had 2 abilities that she had to pick from. So it seems like every character is only going to have 2 abilities in the game.
Okay.
And you have to choose them before you spawn in. Maybe. I don't know. Again, this is all like speculation. But apparently, amidst their worst controversy in many, many years, they are announcing a second video game of a series that has been both die-heartedly loved and unbelievably hated. So yeah, Overwatch 2. It might be a thing, and I'm gonna be disappointed. And to echo some of the posts I saw, on top of the whole like, wow, y'all are picking the worst time to release this game. Y'all couldn't wait like a month. Like in a month, I'm sure the internet will forget what you said. You're really you're just unlucky that the internet is still on the boycott Blizzard shit, right? But in a month, the majority of the internet will have forgotten. But they're releasing this game that, again, has a very divided fan base. And then also, one of my favorite posts of the whole thing was, don't release a second game, fix the first one. And you know what? I've never felt a post so hard in my life. Why release a second game when you have a broken first one?
Yeah.
That's like,
You gotta fix the first one.
like none of the. And I said this so much, and it kind of echoes the point of some people in the community. I hate Overwatch because the devs dev the game so strangely. In that their idea of balancing is releasing a character that's legitimately sometimes good on launch, but then but when a character, they do something ever so slight to a character that it becomes overpowered, because that game is really like at that point where like one or two things could make a character overpowered. And then their idea is that, well, fuck, he's overpowered, so now let's minutely nerf him over several patches until he's unusable. And this has happened to every character. That's why the meta changes so much, and in weird ways. And one of my favorite things I ever, like, because I was in a stream with Stir, whatever you want to call him. He's one of my favorite content creators, for those who don't know. And I kind of, when he brought this up, I started doing my own analysis of the game, and I realized more and more that he's right. And it's very sad in that Overwatch doesn't know what type of game it wants to be. Overwatch wants to be a competitive shooter, but it also wants to be a game accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's really difficult to do with the way they made the game. Because off bat, everyone wanted Overwatch to be competitive. Right? Like, because it's like the game's only worth it if it's competitive. But on release, competitive fucking blew. It sucked. I'll be honest. I mean, I liked it. I'm not gonna front like I didn't like it, but it wasn't what it should have been on release, I should say. Right?
Right.
Like, everyone had their complaints. But then what they end up doing is, like, they wanted the game to be tailor-made in a certain way that it's not. Like, because, like, his logic was not something I personally thought, but he said that if they wanted to make the game accessible to everyone, they should have just not had they should have not pushed for competitive, but let the community push for competitive. So make their own competitive servers and do like pickup games and shit like that. So that way they could play competitively and play how they wanted to, absent how the game was made.
Right.
Because the game was really made to pick up, play, and have fun. But with it being that the only mode in the game anyone cares about is competitive, that conflicts with it greatly, because if you're not good at the game, you're not going to have fun, even though you could be having fun. You feel like, again, I didn't explain it as well as he did, but it is kind of that logic where, like, they want the game to be for everybody, but also be a competitive shooter, and those two things do not mix. There's a reason people don't see TF2 as a competitive game, despite the fact that it has a rather spry competitive scene. There's a reason people see CSGO as a competitive game, even though there are trade and surf and B-hop servers that people just have fun on, and like death matches and shit. Like, there is a, like, CSGO made sure that it was a competitive game. Like,
yeah,
you didn't
definitely.
Like, you didn't play casual because it was the experience. You played CSGO because you wanted to be competitive. Like, and being competitive is fun for you, and that's why you like CSGO. Me, I'm not a fan of that sort of stuff, which is why I never really liked CSGO. I always say it's like a horrible game, but that's only because it's not my game. You know, like, I'm much more in the strategy games, you know? Like, I love playing, like, Civ, shit like that. I love those games.
Yeah.
Active strategy games. Like, those are my games. And they can be both competitive and non-competitive, but they mainly focus on the single-player experience. So it's like that sort of thing. Where, like, a game needs to be tailor-made to an audience. Because if you try to appeal to everybody, you appeal to no one. Plain and simple. Because everybody will find something wrong. That's basic game development, I'd argue. Like, you can't appeal to everybody. That is a literal impossibility. So it's like you have to choose, and they chose rather awkwardly to be two games at once, and it's counterintuitive.
Yeah.
You have to be one or the other. You can't be both. And the idea of a second Overwatch is kind of ridiculous to me, just because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It's like Fortnite 2.
Yeah, and the difference with Fortnite 2 was like they didn't technically release a second game. You know, like at least with Fortnite Chapter 2, they just like, hey, we've revamped like a lot of shit, so it's Chapter 2 because it's like a new game, but it's not. It's an update to our old game, basically. And like an overhaul update, which is something that, you know, those series kind of like, for especially BR needs to evolve. Like, it can't sustain itself in the way it's, you know, the way it currently is. BR needs to be different to a degree. It needs to change. And if Fortnite would not have done this, Fortnite probably would have a shorter lifespan than it would have otherwise. Now, granted, its lifespan is very long. It's like its lifespan still goes far beyond today, but it's still like it would be a little bit shorter if they didn't innovate. Like, BR is one of those game modes that has to innovate in order to be interesting, because it's the same thing over and over again. You know, and like that's why Call of Duties are interesting, and that's also why Call of Duties don't last the full year. They don't innovate.
Right.
Like, after about, like, I think the longest I've ever played like a COD, like a release year COD, was like 9 months. But that's like considerably long for a Call of Duty lifespan. I think that was Modern Warfare 3 when that was no, I think that was Black Ops 2. It was one of them. Both of those games are really good, but it's more or less like I played those games for very long because they kept kind of changing the formula, and stuff kept changing, and it was different. And like, even beyond cosmetics, the games would change a little, and that's what keeps CODs alive.
Yeah.
Because the hardest thing for Call of Duty to do is to keep a year-round audience. And like, literally, like, come June, everybody's like, so when's the next COD?
Pretty much.
And it's like, that's kind of sad from a game development perspective. Yeah.
Well, they kind of do that to themselves.
Yeah, that is just kind of what they do. I mean, I can't front that it's like just Activision's fault at that point.
Yeah.
But it's like they have that issue, but that's just been the Call of Duty thing. That's the Call of Duty problem. It's the same problem all the Battlefields face. They innovate for a really long time, and then they just don't innovate ever again. You know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, if Battlefield 3 was such a good game, and it was always changing, it felt like. But never in major ways. Now, granted, Battlefield has something over these other games, where that every match feels different. Like, real talk, if you put me in a game of Call of Duty, and I played 10 games of Call of Duty with the same 10 players on my team and against my team, the same 5v5. If I played them with the same 10 players, or 6 players, however many they do, or 12 players, however many they do it, if we had the same players for 10 games, and then you threw me with a bunch of randoms for the next 10 games, those games would still all feel identical, despite the fact that 10 games were with the same group of people versus 10 games with completely randoms every time. Those games would all feel identical, because that's just Call of Duty. That's just how Call of Duty is. It's an arcadey shooter. You play basically to turn your mind off for 10 minutes and shoot at people. Like, that's it, you know? And it's fun. I'm not going to say it's not fun. Doom is fun, and that shit's stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't like Doom 2016, though, just because it felt too easy. Which is kind of an issue for me. That's why I like Wolfenstein. That game's not too easy. but it's also, it's a pretty simple game. But it's like even the most simple shit can sell, so it's like that makes sense. Whereas like in Battlefield, you played an entire game of Metro and nobody was running fucking flashlight shotgun. Oh, did you ever get slug shot in the Metro map? Where the
No.
fucking dude, I've been killed so many times by a dude with slug rounds with a flashlight on his shotgun. That shit was so infuriating. Cause the flashlight like blinds you. So
Yeah.
the second you round a corner, you're blinded by a white light, and then you're just gone in an instant because a slug shot just clocked you across the chest. It pissed me off. That game was difficult. Metro sucked, but it was also the best map in the game. So, do that with what you will. But it's also like the maps would change because shit explodes and buildings that were there one map got destroyed this map type idea. So it changes ever so slightly. And also the games are like way longer. So if you played like Call of Duty for the same amount of time you played Battlefield, genuinely, like if you played them both for like 6 hours, you've played like a lot of games of COD, but you've probably only played like 10 or 15 of Battlefield. If you were running like Conquest and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that sort of thing. Like, it's just how it is. I say 6 hours. 6 hours is not 10 or 15 games on Battlefield, I don't think, but...
No.
But
each of the games, like, depending on what game mode you play, they're like 40 minutes.
Like, Conquest can really stretch to, like, an hour. Rush was really bad about that. With Battlefield 3, if I remember. I played like a full defense round, and then right at the end of the round, the team captures the rush things. Well, because people used to do that on purpose. It's kind of like how in Team Fortress 2, people will just let people capture objectives right at the end of the time limit, so the game keeps going.
Yeah, right.
And it's sort of like that. And yeah, I've definitely played like an over hour Metro before. That shit was ridiculous. But you get my gist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, evolution is how games stay alive. So I guess bringing that back to Overwatch, that makes sense. That they would make, like, a second game. Because they want to do a huge overhaul. Just, Fortnite did an overhaul. Do you understand that Fortnite has bigger balls than you, Blizzard? And you said some heinous ass shit about China, and somehow... Fortnite has bigger balls than you. Like, and if it's gonna go free to play, just make it go free to play. Do you understand how many players owned TF2 before it went free to play? None of them gave a shit.
Don't.
It was a decent chunk of players. It was like a big group of players because it went free to play like not that long after it came out.
Gotcha.
So it was like, but like Overwatch, you've been out for what, 3 years? Or some shit. I think it came out. No, it came out in 2015, didn't it? It was either 2015 or 2016. So it's either 3 or 4 years. You've been out a while. Going free to play won't piss off your player base as much as you think it will. Yeah, some of them will be annoyed, like the people who played Destiny when it went free to play, and then who played Destiny before it went free to play, and then it goes free to play. Like, damn, if I would have just waited. No, you got the game experience other people didn't. Like, playing for the first 4 years of Overwatch and then playing it for year 5 for free would not... it wouldn't discount the $60 you paid for the game. In my opinion, right? Like, I think video games going free to play is, like, the best thing a video game can do. From a marketing standpoint to, like, just a logistical standpoint.
Yeah.
Like... And TF2 is like games like Overwatch. Like not every game can go free to play, right? I think CS:GO did something really smart going free to play. That was really smart.
Wait, CS:GO went free to play?
I think I could be wrong. I swear during the Danger Zone update, it went free to play.
Wow.
I think. Let me double check that.
I didn't know that.
But I mean, how much money did you spend on that game, anyways? Not
Quite a
counting,
bit.
not on in-game shit. Just
Oh,
buying it.
well, $5.
Exactly. Might as well got it for free.
Yeah.
I'm googling a thing. CS:GO. Yeah, CS:GO Counter-Strike Global Offensive is free to play on Steam.
Damn.
And I thought that was really fucking smart. Because that game's player base was so strong, but it needed to get, it needs to get bigger. And they already, most of their money is made within the game itself.
Yeah.
So why the fuck not make it free to play? The bottom line isn't hurt at that point. Which is like a big thing with a lot of developers, is their bottom line. It's like, well, if we make it free to play, we don't get $60 per purchase. But we make, like, on average per player, over $60 per player because of what they do in-game allows the game to go free to play. And that was the logic with TF2. After hats became a huge thing, they were like, fuck it. We're making enough money to make this game free that the average player will basically pay for the game within the game. And
yeah.
to me, that makes sense. Like, personally. Like, I think, like, Dauntless with the Battle Pass and stuff, that was incredibly intelligent. I think... Like, I'm surprised games like PUBG aren't free. PUBG makes so much money in-game, but doesn't make the game free. That doesn't make sense to me. Fortnite...
It should be free.
Fortnite is a perfect example of free-to-play pretty much on launch and working.
Yep.
Like, that was perfect, I'd argue. Like, for all the shit, because I don't understand why people hate Fortnite like that. Like, I don't like the game, like, playing
it's
it.
It's a fan base.
I suppose, yeah. It's kind of like my reason. I'm not that into the Overwatch fandom. I like some people in it. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't hate everybody in that fandom. It's just a matter of, like, the fandom at large. It's kind of like the TF2 fandom. It's fucking terrifying. Did you know the TF2 fandom fucking they DDoSed a charity live stream?
Really?
Yeah, they DDoSed tips of the hat, or tip of the hat. And
How so?
What do you mean, how so? They DDoSed it. I stumbled and said doxed at the beginning, but they DDoSed it.
Doxed. Gotcha.
Tip of the hats, which was... That is a charity live stream about giving kids with cancer a chance to get their childhood back. And they DDoSed.
Who cares about them?
They, like I said, that's a scary-ass community. And it's happened before. It's happened multiple times. So much so that whenever it happens, they know what to do now. Like, that's sketchy.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Like, that's wrong. And, but more or less, it's like, I think, like, the hate on Fortnite, I get it that it's the community, but you can't hate the game itself. Like, I think, like, when somebody's like I saw a picture earlier this week. It was like a picture on somebody's door. If you come dressed as a Fortnite character, you don't get any candy. And I was like, that is so fucking rude.
That is really rude. That's mean to kids who just want to dress up as their favorite.
Like, their favorite skin in Fortnite, basically.
Yeah.
Which are easy fucking costumes.
It's just kids trying to have fun. Like, don't be a dick.
Like, if they're not, like, standing on your fucking couch flossing in front of you screaming, we love Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, they're just kids. They want to like, I think it's cool that basically cosplay is a Halloween costume at large for kids. Like, I think that's cool. So I think it's okay that they would, like, if a kid came up to my door and was dressed up as a skull trooper, motherfucker, you're getting 2 Kit Kats, head ass. You got paint on your face? I couldn't do that shit as a kid. like I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's right to hate on a community in that way. Like hating on them, like, just blindly. Because it's like, there are a ton of Fortnite people. They're just decent people. It's just like, you hate the "we like Fortnite" kid.
Yeah.
But at that point, you should also hate Call of Duty, because you hate the "I fucked your mom" kid.
Exactly.
So, but granted, Call of Duty is filled with both squeakers and grown men. So, you get it, you know? But more to my point was that Fortnite's free to play was so intelligent. Because when it went free to play and the Battle Pass came out, right? Everyone was the same. And I think that's like an important base. Is that they made it where, and granted, I haven't done any actual like analysis, and I'm not, trained in this. So a lot of this might be off base or just plain wrong. But from a consumer's point of view, right? I walk up, like you go into Fortnite, everybody looks the same. And then they give you the option for a low price, all things considered, $10 is not a lot of money, especially for a game that you've already got for free and that you're interested in. Because it's like, you play Fortnite, say you play like 3 or 4 rounds, you're like, this is actually a lot of fun. And then you notice, like, I don't want to look like everybody else anymore. I want to look different. I want to be distinguished. That's something everybody wants to be, right? Is to be distinguished from a crowd. Like, nobody likes being the fucking Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Like, that's just human. And so then you're like, well, I could, and it'd also make my experience more worthwhile because it gives me more things to do for challenges and something to level up and focus on if I buy the Battle Pass. And again, it's a low fucking price. It's $10. That's not, for a free game, $10 is nothing. So you're like, okay, and I'm guaranteed a lot of cool shit, so I'm going to buy it. Okay. So you play the game. You're enjoying yourself. You're doing challenges. And the thing that makes it even better is that the players who aren't able or don't want to spend the $10, like you and me, are still rewarded.
Yeah.
Because you get the Battle Pass still levels up just without the the more flashy things. You still get stuff. There's a ton of stuff that I have in Fortnite that is just like, just random shit that was in the Battle Pass.
Right.
But it wasn't.
I bought the first Battle Pass for Apex.
Which, yeah, it's okay.
I had a job.
I mean, yeah, that works. But, like, you get my gist. It's like, no matter what, you feel rewarded. And I feel like if you feel rewarded, you're more inclined to invest back in.
Yeah.
On a more subconscious level anyways. Because you're not like, you're not obviously thinking like, this game was free, so I'm going to give the developers $10 because they gave me a free experience. It's the least I could do. Right? They obviously don't think like that. But it's more like that subconsciously, at least for me anyways. And I've been ranting about Fortnite for a hot minute.
Yeah, you have.
I don't know how long I've been doing this for, but more to my point is that then when you go in, right, and it's like, now you've gone through an entire season, you've enjoyed yourself, why not get it again? Because it was a part of the experience you enjoyed. Rinse, repeat, we were on season 10. If a player only bought the Battle Pass, on average, like if say a player bought only the Battle Pass every time for 10 seasons, that's what's it called? Is it $100 before I sound like an asshole?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 100. So basically, if, like most players did, they had bought the pass every season for the last 10 seasons, and a lot of players did, that's $100 bare minimum per player. You start, like, that's the kind of shit. And that's not even mentioning, like, exclusive things that only appear in the shop. And stuff like that. Like, that's, like, Fortnite did it near damn perfect. And I argue that the Fortnite model, as it is already, should continue to be copied and innovated upon. Because it's a very, very good idea financially for both the consumer and the supplier. That was a really long rant to end Real Talk today. We've been going for an hour 30. This is going to be a fun render.
Wow.
This is going to be a real fun. Well, I have to take out a part, but that is a fun render right now. But you know what we should do right now?
What?
We should shout out our motherfucking socials. You go first.
Boy. Alright, well, currently, you should just focus on my Instagram, which is imitationchrist, i.imitation_chris.t. I'm going to be updating about my music there as always. I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a Twitter and make David run it for me. Yeah. I'm gonna be uploading that EP still soon by the end of the year, 2019. But really just as soon as possible. I'm uploading singles right now in the meantime. Once those singles are up, Spotify and Google Music and YouTube and TikTok, everywhere.
God, I want an Imitation Christ song on fucking TikTok.
I'll make Lissa do a TikTok with it. I'll make her do it.
Oh, it has to be like the end of that one. Anyways. Continue.
But yeah. I think that's it for me.
Alright. Well,
I guess SoundCloud.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Imitation Christ. Just, you got it.
Yeah, it's on screen, boy. As for me, you can I do graphic design, and you can find my graphic design work at Ghosty Designs on Twitter /Ghosty Designs on Behance, and on Instagram at Ghosty_Designs, where I actually am currently doing a post every day somehow. I can't wait till I run out of art. But other than that, we hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, whether you were on Twitch or on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you can hit the follow button and find out every time that I go live, which will always, for the foreseeable future, be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, with Sunday being dedicated to Real Talk. If you're on YouTube and you want to catch this live, you can find us every Sunday at twitch.tv/ghostygoo1. And if you're also on YouTube, hey, why don't you hit that? If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. And I'd really appreciate it. We'd really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. It does so much into making this channel something that we want it to be. And that's like more than a hobby, maybe. Like maybe we get to share like a $0.25 between us. Maybe. But more or less, we hope you guys enjoyed. But
No, we don't.
shut the fuck up. That you're not supposed to tell them that. Other than that, peace out, motherfuckers.